If you want to sing along, feel free in your own rooms, of course. Enjoyed that. I think I repeated it. I got a bit frazzled then actually. it's a busy day because in book updates I'm just going through the final draft of my book. I got it sent to me just before the weekend, so final proofread done. I need to do a final check of it and then send it back, and the book is actually finished. So that's exciting. But obviously my mind's a little bit preoccupied, so bear with me. Now, when I was practicing Old Man River, my husband Dylan told me I was playing it too fast, so he actually knows music. He's not particularly musical, but he does like the odd bit and he recognises bits. So he's like, "You play it too fast, slow it down." I was like, thank God for that, because I was thinking, I can't actually play this very well, it's too jumpy. But I was playing it too fast, so there you go. I know the proper speed now. So the reason I chose Old Man River was because this is a memory of, I think it was 2018. So the story goes for this one. I used to teach 2 adult students who lived up on Mynydlandagai, which is the mountain outside Bangor, and they invited me to their choir in the summer, so I visited them and I really enjoyed the choir. And one of the students was like, "Hey, we're looking for a new accompanist." So I was like, "Oh, I might be interested," because I really wanted accompanist jobs, because I really enjoy being part of things, like part of a community, part of a group, you know, I saw myself as being an accompanist, because then I wasn't the centre of attention, you know, like a soloist is. So I was like, yeah, I want to do that. So I went to their choir and attended the rehearsal, really enjoyed it, and I'm like, "Oh, the conductor's not here next week, do you want to lead the session?" I still had a height of anxiety then, generalised anxiety disorder for those who don't know. I was bricking it, and basically I was like, "Oh yeah, and then had a mini panic attack on the way out, thinking, how the hell am I going to do this? I didn't sign up to be a director, I just wanted to be the accompanist." But apparently they were looking for a director accompanist, because that's what the Pries guy was, but the piano student didn't make that clear to me, so I tried for it. And they got me to lead a session, which I did, and they did Old Man River, that was their like showpiece, so that's where the memory's from. And I was a great accompanist, but then they tried asking me questions, and the questions got more awkward, and I could feel myself turning bright red and about to burst into tears. And then they're like, "Right, can you leave the room? We're just going to discuss our options, and we'll get back to you soon." So I went out of the room, and like, "Yeah, you can be accompanist, but we'll have to find a director." Next thing I knew, one of the members of the choir had asked their professional musician friend to come in, and she said, "Oh yeah, I'll be the director." "Oh, Jen can be a rehearsal pianist." So I got an email going, "You can move the rehearsal pianist." The rehearsal pianist is not the same as accompanist. So she told me in that email that I would have no say over the repertoire, and I just had to turn up. And I was like, "But I wanted to be accompanist so I could have a say in the repertoire." I had all these grand ideas about how we could do all these really good songs, Broadway, pop music, modern stuff, and then she just came in and bulldozed me. So I was like, I'm not sure I want to do this anymore. But I was too scared to say anything, so I didn't say anything to the piano students who were encouraging me to join. The person who was running the community, as it were, emailed me and was like, "I can't take this job. Why? Because I didn't sign up for this. The way the new directors talk to me is very condescending, and I'm not willing to be spoken to like that. So I turned the job down. So that was the first time I ever really said no. But I said it out of fear because I was afraid of like being taken on a ride, as it were, because that's not what I signed up for. So for the technical purposes of a pianist, a rehearsal pianist is not an accompanist. A rehearsal pianist is just there, turns up, rehearses. An accompanist does the full job of having a say in the repertoire, accompanying, obviously helping with the running of the choir. So yeah, it wasn't to be. But a month later, I got an audition with what was the Cor Al Alvenai, which is the choir in Menai Bridge, Waitrose, and it was the same job, but a tenner more per session, and just down the road as opposed to half an hour drive away. So, you know the thing that everything happens for a reason? It was at that point I was like, did the other one go wrong because I was meant to do this? So if you believe in everything happens for a reason, that's a good example of it. But yes, I've got Old Man River for you next. So it should be a familiar one if you can't remember it. When you hear the chorus, you'll know it, hopefully. one had a lot of octaves in it, but I love it. It's really catchy. It's one that I remember from my childhood as well. It's an old classic. So both of those were Rodgers and Hammerstein, which were very well known for the classic musicals in the olden days. So I decided to do more classic ones because last month I did a live interview with Katie Simpson, who's thrived with live videos, and she said she liked the more classical ones. So that's why I chose those. So I'm finishing today with I Dreamed a Dream from Les Mis, which is a very popular one. And I thought I'd already played it, but it turns out that I played it for Cat Massey's Fizzability Festival last March, so I haven't actually played it in here yet. So everyone should know this one. I'd still say it's a classic though, even though it's a more modern one, so enjoy.